It's time. It's time that I finally end it all. The series of Harry Potter. This is not my computer over. This is how hype I am getting for this review. But this right here is my series review of Harry Potter. And I'm about to go ahead and give it the final conclusion after watching, all 8 movies, and for the first time ever in my life this past few months, I'm finally happy to put it out there and explain, like, all right, this is what I feel like the whole movie as, like the whole series as a whole, from episode 1, I do it every time for Harry Potter, episode 1 to episode 7.2. So let's go ahead and jump into this movie review of Harry Potter, the complete series review. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. And what is Movie Breakdowns? Movie review series. We're looking at new and old movies, give them a grade, A through F. Plus and minuses do count. And the movie you want me to review, let me know. Please put in the comment section below, and I try to get to it as best I can. Also, I have a Patreon at Patreon/Ali Zakka. And on this Patreon, you can get other things like early movie review releases that come out before Facebook and YouTube. You also get, first come, first serve. You put your review request in there, pay the money. I go get to it as quickly as I can. Also, you get your reactions and first thoughts on movies. So, let's get into today's complete series review of Harry Potter. This is all episode 1 through 7.2. Everything entitled, everything encompassing of it. I'm going to do good, the bad, and the final conclusion, and the good. It's a good series. This is a good series, good to great. You've seen every review so far. You hope you're watching this after I've done all 7 or all 8 movies. And I hope you're seeing this like, oh man, okay, this is a complete conclusion. So I'm jumping from the beginning to the end here, all of it inclusive. And the one thing this series does well is the main character's story. Harry Potter's story is done so well. From his beginning, when you meet him as a little kid, to where he is in the end as a grown adult, and you see his final battle with Voldemort. Like, you see it all flow from beginning to end. Like, you're with Harry Potter's journey. And this series, in the eyes of Harry Potter, is through his perspective on everything. So you're watching it with him, you're going through the journey with him. I love it. 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 I love his story. I love his arc. How he goes from this kid who knew he was different, knew he was special, but didn't know exactly what it was, and then he finds out that he's a wizard. Then he finds out he's the boy who lived, and he finds out that he's the one who beat Voldemort, and then he finds out that he's connected to Voldemort, and now he had to beat Voldemort. Like, all those things, that he's the chosen one. He's the chosen one. He supposed to beat the Sith, not join them. You're the chosen one. Yeah, this is the chosen one. And this series, to me, is like the modern day version of Star Wars. Like, I felt like watching this, I was like, this is like Star Wars with wine. Literally, you got Harry Potter, being the chosen one to beat Lord Voldemort, who's supposed to return. When he got his power back, he returns, and Harry takes him on. Like, I adore his storyline. Then you have his side characters, supporting characters. Yeah, Hermione, I think she's done really well. She's brought in to make the first movie as a girl who knows it all kind of thing. And then she shifts to the girl who's like, she's not as arrogant and confident. She's still confident, but she's not as arrogant, I should say. In the ending of the movies, and she's there kind of like being a supportive person. Like, she is, Harry Potter's left-hand person. Like, she's the second in command on the pirate ship. This is One Piece. But yeah, like, Hermione is done really well. And the storyline's done well. I like the storyline. I like Harry Potter's arc. I like Hermione's arc. I'm okay with Dumbledore's arc. But what a series suffers at is their side characters. Everybody else. Ron, I feel like he suffers as a person. This is like the bad now. I'm jumping into bad. I feel like Ron suffers a little bit in the movie series. Dobby doesn't have much of a part of anything. And you also got Draco. You have Snape, and Voldemort. I would say they all weren't done as well. And also, you got what's his face, Edward Cullen's character, Edward Cullen. But actually, dang it, I forgot his name now, because he's only in the 4th movie, and that's it. Matter of fact, they pulled up. I gotta do at least one every episode. Hold on. Robert Pattinson, Edward Cullen, who's Cedric Diggory. I felt like his character wasn't done well, and the problem the movie has is the side characters. Like I said before, their side characters are not done well. Like they don't flesh them out. Like Harry Potter's done well. Harry Potter's done well. The boy who lives and he goes through his struggles and his upcoming stuff like that. But Ron, he had a moment where he could have been that character who that strong, right hand man, the third piece to the Harry, Hermione, and Ron triangle. He didn't really show up like how Hermione did. Like Hermione had a big part with Harry in the 3rd movie. Ron had his moment in the 1st one, and Hermione did too. I actually like the 1st one a lot because of the fact that it fleshed out what each person and their strengths are. And the second one, where this is like Ron's moment to team up with Harry to fight, Tom Riddle, he doesn't. He sort of stick behind, and you're like, okay. So Ron doesn't really get his moment to shine, and then he kind of has his moments in the 7th movie, part 1 and part 2, but it's never really what it could have been. Ron was usually there as a romantic character to Hermione, to be their love interest, so people who are not into like all the adventure and storyline stuff of it, they can be into the love and romance storyline of it, and that part with Ron I felt like was in for the movies. The book is different, I get that, but when we talk about the movies here, not the books. We're watching the journey, not reading the journey, okay? Remember that. But Ron's okay. I didn't mind his story as much. But when it comes to the villains of the series, when you get Snape, when you get into Draco, you get into Voldemort, they wasn't fleshed out as well. Let's talk about the Voldemort. Let's get Voldemort out the way first, because he is not really like, he's a good villain, but he doesn't really have a backstory. I was talking to a friend today, and I was wondering, what was Voldemort's reason for turning bad? Like, why was he bad? Like, the movie doesn't really explain it, and he just want to conquer the world and get rid of muggles and get rid of humans, I should say, like non-wizard humans. And I was like, why? Okay, he's just a bad villain. Like, even as a kid, they don't really show anything about his past that really would cause him to, turn against people. Maybe they should have fleshed the story out. Maybe he was like, betrayed by somebody, tortured or something that will cause him to be this evil, sadistic person. No, he just that way. And he wants to conquer the world. And I was just like, okay, sure. But Voldemort, besides that, he is just a main villain. That's what he is supposed to be. So he was just supposed to be the antagonist of Harry Potter. He is the villain. So what? So be it. But 2 characters I had high hopes for, and I've said this in almost every review: Snape and Draco. Let's talk about Draco first. Draco to me was supposed to be the antagonistic character to Harry Potter. He would be the anti-Harry Potter. The first movie set it up that way. The second movie started build on it. The 3rd movie, he gets punched by Hermione, just shoots it all down here, and any credibility he had was gone. When Hermione put him in his place, and Draco didn't really buck up to her, and she comes and just like punch him, boom, knock him in the face. 4th movie, I don't remember him doing much. The 5th movie, he was a lackey to Umbridge. He's a lackey to her. Which I'm like, why has he been a lackey? Like, this dude shouldn't not be a lackey. He shouldn't be working with Umbridge, but he was. He's working with Umbridge, trying to take the kids out. He should be his own person who's like, I'm trying to be better than Harry Potter, not, work with Umbridge. So like, he working underneath Umbridge showed that he wasn't a strong character as is. And then the 6th movie, I'm supposed to believe that he is now like the guy that Voldemort like ensures to help take down Hogwarts. Really? I'm supposed to believe this kid who's working under Umbridge, who pretty much was just a joke character, is now the character that's supposed to help take down Hogwarts. Okay. And the movie goes along with it, but I'm like, sure, that's what we're going with. Okay, sure, whatever. And then the end of the movie, the end of the series, he doesn't even have a redemption story. He just goes, runs off with his parents at the end of the whole final battle, doesn't step up against Voldemort, doesn't do anything, runs away, and then walk. And at the end of the series, he's sitting there with his kids like nothing bad happened. No repercussions, no nothing. That's not how you write a good character. I'm sorry. That is horrible. That is horrible. And then my boy Snape. I love me some Snape. Snape is by far my favorite character in the series. He is the mystery character in the first movie who you think is a bad guy, and found out he's a good guy. He's like to help Harry Potter, but he also doesn't like Harry Potter because he loves Harry Potter's mom, but hates Harry Potter's dad because Harry Potter's dad bullied him. And it shows up the whole series. And I like that dynamic. I wish it would have played on it more, that like he wasn't really... He butted heads with Harry Potter, but he cared for Harry Potter more. I wish they would have showed that, and he was maybe trying to teach Harry Potter lessons. And they do have moments where him and Harry go back and forth with each other, where he trying to teach Harry Potter lessons, but he's been a dick to Harry at the same time. I wish it really fleshed that out, especially in the 5th movie, where they figured this out, and they're like, oh, this is why, okay. And Harry doesn't say sorry to him, to anything, or really repent, or not repent, but really have this talk to heart to heart with Snape in the movie. Maybe in the book they do, but in the movie he doesn't have that heart to heart with him. And when Snape becomes a bad guy and kills Dumbledore, you're like, okay, he went full evil. He's a half-blood prince. Alright, cool. He's evil now. Let's go with it. He fight McGonagall. McGonagall, by the fight, he dips out, so McGonagall don't really get her moment to really shine. And then when he meets his death at the hands of Voldemort, he looks at Voldemort and doesn't do anything. Voldemort calls him out and says, wait a minute, I can't use this wand because you disarmed Dumbledore. So that means I had to disarm you to use the wand. And Snape was like, what the? And then gets hit, and then gets attacked by Nagini the snake. And I'm like, why is Snape not fighting back? Why is Snape, like I said before, they would have had like 2 minutes, 5 minutes. The 8th movie was short than the other one. And they had 2 or 5 minutes where Snape battled Voldemort just a little bit. Just a little bit. Maybe he had like a little battle within the little cottage that was in, or whatever room that was in. And then he dies. I'll be completely okay with that. And then he looks over at Harry and like, let me see your face. Your eyes you have the same eyes as your mother, and then cries and get the whole Snape backstory again. I would have been okay with that. But they didn't do that. They didn't write Snape right. I am sorry. That's not a good way to write a redemption arc. And then Harry Potter names his kid after Snape. That makes no sense either, because Snape, throughout the whole movie series, has been a dick to Harry Potter, and not once that his redemption story does much. He helped Harry in the time of need to find the sword. So what? He didn't really do much to really help Harry Potter out. And you can argue that, oh, he was trying to teach Harry Potter certain things, certain lessons, but he's been a dick the whole time. If you would just explain to Harry that, I hate your dad bullied me, but I love your mom, so this is why we're having this connection here, that would have been a completely different story. Or they just had a heart to heart. Or maybe Snape was there to protect him more. I get it, he was trying to protect him in the first movie, and then in the third movie he tried to protect him against Lupin when he turned to werewolf, but he also came trying to stop Lupin too. So Harry Potter shot him. So therefore he wasn't really doing the help. He'd be more of a nuisance to the main storyline. Just saying, Snape didn't get done well. And it bothered me because I had so much high hopes. I saw the progression of Snape and Draco, and they just didn't do it right. They didn't. They did not. And then you gotta talk about the other characters like Dobby and Cedric Diggory. This movie doesn't do death. The series doesn't do death right. Even Sirius Black, death does not get done right by the writers and the directors, and maybe J.K. Rowling didn't really like putting in much. But if you would have put in Dobby, I talked about this in my review. If Dobby was supposed to be like, you know, in the end of the second one, he had that redemption arc where he's like, I'm not a slave no longer. And Dobby had this moment. If Dobby was brought into maybe the 4th or 5th movie, and just as like a thing where he shows up, about to help out, but he can't help out, he got to do some mission. And when he dies in the 7th movie, part 1, it means something more. Dobby to me came back after being gone for 5 movies, 6 movies pretty much. The 5 movies, shows up and gets killed. I'm like, what the heck? This character who's really powerful could have had his moment, but he didn't. And on top of that, he's still wearing his slave clothes. What's up with that? Cedric Diggory, his death. If Cedric was in the first movie, second movie, or third movie, before he got killed in the fourth one, I would have felt a little bit more. If like Neville Longbottom, who's done really well by the way, he done phenomenally. Like I like how Neville was a kid in the first movie who tried to stop him. Then like he gets frozen, but he helps Gryffindor win the cup at the end of the first movie. He helps him win the cup or win the school year by standing up to his friends. Okay. And then he's in the fifth movie, but he's always around. He's been in the third, he's been the second, third, fourth. He helps out with Harry Potter in the fourth movie with a little bit, and then he really like has his moment in the fifth movie, and then the sixth movie, and then the seventh movie, and the eighth movie where he's like, yo, I'm Neville Longbottom, I'm standing against Voldemort. Let's go, holla at your boy. Like he had a good arc. I liked him. If Diggory was around the first one, second, or third. It didn't have to be Robert Pattinson. It could have been anybody else that played Cedric Diggory. And then Robert played him in the third and fourth movie. So when he dies in the fourth movie, it means something. The fifth movie tried to make you feel like it meant something. But Harry and Robert Pattinson, or Cedric Diggory, didn't have that connection on screen that it would have had in the book. It didn't have that connection on the screen. So therefore, when he died in the fourth movie, it didn't really mean much. Just point it out there. And Sirius Black. He had a whole movie about him in the third one, which to me is not my favorite movie of the series. But the reason why I felt like it felt out of place, I feel like that one should have been the second movie, and then you could have had the third movie being, the snake with Tom Riddle's book. I would have been okay with that. The Chamber of Secrets being the third movie, or just something swapped, or maybe a little more, because Lupin and Sirius Black wasn't really in the fourth one. Lupin's around in the fifth, sixth, and seventh, eight, but like he's not really that important. Sirius Black died in the fifth one. I didn't really care. If they could have made him more important, maybe had a more moment in the fourth movie, or he was more around in the fifth movie up to the point where he dies, maybe I would have cared more. But the movie really showed more of Umbridge and that school year versus what Harry Potter and his connection with his godfather. Just saying. So they didn't really do death right in this series, but everything else, the music was great, the voice acting was great, like not the voice acting, well, yeah, for characters, voice acting was great, the acting was great, everything about like outside the storyline and how people, characters acted was great. I think the art, every background, everything was really great. It was just the storyline of Harry Potter that really with the side characters really makes you think like, man, it could have been something more. Could have had more feelings, but hey, it is what it is. The cast of the series, phenomenal. From the cast of people that came in and left, to the people who've been there from the very beginning, everything was great with the cast. It was phenomenal. Roll call once again. You gotta give props to them all. Give them props to Daniel Radcliffe, give props to Emma Watson, Rupert Grant. Heck, I'm gonna put my phone up because there's so many people in this series that Tom Felton, Matthew Lewis, Bonnie Wright, Alec Rickman, Ivana Lynch, Maggie Smith, Robbie Coltrane, Michael Gavin, Ralph Fiennes, Richard Harris, Helen Boham, what's her last name? Carter, Jason Isaac, David Tuillis, Gary Oldman, who else? Robert Patterson. Just the list goes on and on. The whole cast here, just give them props. And David Bradley, just give them props. Give them a round of applause. Timothy Spall, they did a good job bringing these characters to life, and yeah, it was a great series. Like I enjoyed the journey. I didn't like how the characters was portrayed though. Like I said, the side character, heck, Ginny Weasley, she suffers from it too. Like she is the girlfriend of Harry Potter. I think it should be a bigger deal, but not really. She doesn't really get her big moments to shine. And Mama Weasley comes in the end of the movie and saves her against Bellatrix Lestrange, and It's like, whoa, where Mama Weasley come from? I didn't know she was that good. Also, Bellatrix Lestrange, another character I feel like didn't really get fleshed as well, and Neville Longbottom should have beat her in the end of the series to kind of make up for her killing his parents. But that's neither here or there. Besides how they handle side characters, the whole story, like I said, is about Harry Potter. It's literally called Harry Potter, so it's about him, and they got him right. They get the main character right. You don't have to worry about everything else, but the main character right. It's just we introduce all these other characters. You had 7, 8 movies to really flesh everybody out, and just add little tweaks there that will make this series, you know, one of the best series of all time. I think there's a reason why people, when they talk about Harry Potter, they talk about the books, they talk about the movies, but they always tell you the books are better than the movies. Every time. Anytime you talk to somebody who loves Harry Potter, like, the books are better than the movies. You should read the books. And now I know why, because the movie doesn't explain stuff out. Like, one of my friends, she watched the movie with me, and she explained stuff here and there that but the books did, but the movie didn't explain. Now, I went and found stuff, you know, on YouTube about the movies, about the books, and how the books did things differently. And you learn more about, you know, Harry Potter's father and his band of friends, and how they got to the point they were in, and situations like that. So you learn more about stuff in the books than the movie could show. But I definitely think the movie could have done a better job at just maybe 5 or 10 minutes explaining characters and done better things with characters. That's just my things with side characters. Anyway, Harry Potter's done well. That's all I gotta say. All right. So as I said, the music's great, the cast is great, everything else is great. Overall grading. 1, she watched the series. Yes, you should watch the series. Friday night, yes. Movie marathon it. Movie marathon. For complete series, we're doing movie marathons. Yes, movie marathon Harry Potter. Now, overall grading. If you add up all the grades for Harry Potter 1 I gave a B. Harry Potter 2 I gave a C+, because the reason why Harry Potter 2 was the similar steps that Harry Potter 1 took. It was just a different year. Harry Potter 3, I gave it a C. You see my review on that one. Harry Potter 4, I gave it a B. Harry Potter 5, I gave it a C+. That final fight scene between Dumbledore and Voldemort was phenomenal. Harry Potter 6, I gave it A-. Harry Potter 7.1, I gave it A. Harry Potter 7.2, I gave it B-, or a B. 1 or 2. I don't remember exactly which one it was. I think it's a B-. All that being said, you do the math, because you look at my grading scale, A through L, plus and minuses do count. A, C, no sorry, except for number 1. Number 1, a B is 85%. A C plus is 79%. A C is a 75%. A B is 85%. An A, 90%. Oh no, sorry, I forgot one. C under number 5, so it'll be a 79%. An A minus is a 90%. An A is a 95%. A B minus is 80%. This movie, you do all the math, gets to like, it's like 660 something. It comes out to be a B. Like, you want to do the math, be a B minus? No, I bumped that up. Harry Potter series overall, the complete series, is a solid B. Yes, it's a good series. A few things, like if they don't flesh the side characters out, it would definitely have been an A for me. But it really says a B, and yeah, it's a B. So if you've seen the whole Harry Potter series, what do you think? What would you think it would be a better grade for? Because to me, a B seems fair. It seems right there. You add them all together and then divide them by this 8 movies. A B is perfect for this series. There's a reason why people don't talk about this as one of the greatest of all time, but they talk about it as a really good series to watch. Because the movie doesn't really flesh out everything all for all these characters, but Harry Potter's done well. Like, for example, when Harry Potter dies, me and my friend had to really sit there and explain, like, okay, well, he had the revival stone in him, and then Voldemort kills the Horcruxes in Harry Potter, so Harry Potter can come back, but they really explain how he comes back to life. I think it's just because he had the revival stone on him at the time, but they didn't really explain that. Also, Harry Potter's not a smart character. He does dumb stuff. Like, he kept asking what the 7 deadly, or what do the 3 deadly hollows mean, when in reality he has one of the Deathly Hollows. So, like, yeah, the kid is not a smart kid. And he's goofy and awkward, but I love how Harry Potter is. Besides in that 3rd one where his character seemed off, with the whole teenage angst thing, he's always mad, that seemed off, but everything else was done well. So, overall, it's a B. It's a B series, and that's it's a good series. A good series. I will watch some of these movies again. I will probably watch the 7.1 multiple times. The number 6 I will watch probably a lot, but all the other ones, you know, they're hit or miss for me as far as watching them over and over again. But yes, a solid B. If you've seen the Harry Potter series, what do you think? Please put in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Breakdowns. See y'all next time. Keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend about my series. Tell a friend about Grind Towards Success. Tell a friend about the Movie Breakdown series. If you really like these episodes, I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. It means so much. I can't tell you how much it means. Like it's like I'll be really grateful you just told a friend and share and subscribe to the series. And thank you guys for watching this. Also, if you want to follow my journey outside of YouTube or Facebook, you can go to my Instagram page and you can follow me on my Instagram page at Ali_Zakka. It's right here. Put it right here in my face. That way you're like, where's his face at? Well, it's right behind the Instagram logo. Yeah, but you can follow me on my Instagram page. And also, if you want another episode of Grind Towards Success or Movie Breakdowns, you can watch the episode of Grind Towards Success right here. You can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right there. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Keep being awesome.